Hello, Brickdark here. Today I'm reviewing the LEGO Star Wars The Force Awakens First Order Special Forces TIE Fighter, which has 4 minifigures, 519 pieces, and retailed for $70 back in 2015. So let's start off with what I think are the coolest and best figures in this set, and that's the two TIE pilots. The fact that you get two is really nice, but that's, what I really like about this is the helmet. It has that breathing tube molded in. It's just a rubber bit. And that lines up perfectly with the print on the torso. And that looks really good. I really like how that looks. There's a bit of back torso printing. There's not too much else going on. Angry clone face underneath as always. But it's just a really nice figure to get. Like, this one did come in a couple of sets, being the Dorito TIE Fighter and a Microfighter, so this isn't the cheapest set to get it in, but it's still really nice. I believe it's the only set you get two of them in, which I think makes up for that. Really nice figure with I just love that helmet and the tubing and how it just connects to the torso, but it looks really nice. Here's the First Order officer, and officers are like, okay, I don't really care for officers that much, but this one does have an exclusive face print and maybe an exclusive coloring for the outfit, which is nice. That's something I do like about officers. They do give them different face prints and stuff to make them different. This is a really nice hat piece that's similar to the Imperial one, but obviously different with that big curve at the back. Really nice. This fits on very well. You've got the identification cylinders. I think this would be a major based on that. I'm not too sure. Again, nice face print. It's an older black face, which is not a face we get that often, so that's pretty nice. Not too much else going on with this figure though, but it's an okay inclusion. A figure I'm not really okay with them including is the First Order crew, which is this figure right here. Now, I'm not saying this figure should have never come out. Like, I think in this set it's fine. But these guys clogged up First Order battle packs. And they just came in so many sets. They're not cool. Like the Death Star Troopers, we've only gotten in a limited amount of sets, and that's like the closest thing I can relate to this. And so they still have a value of coolness to them. This is like, okay, it's got a cool helmet, but if the helmet comes in like a bunch of $15 battle packs, like this came in like 2 or 3, not even kidding, and it doesn't become as cool anymore. The torso print underneath is also just kind of pathetic, honestly. It's like, no leg printing, just not even like a bit of texturing, like with Kylo Ren, like episode 8. But no, it's just some lines, that's it. Underneath was a new face print for 2015, but we've gotten that a bunch of times. I still have no idea what that thing in the middle is supposed to be. Is that a burn mark? What is that supposed to be? Someone could tell me in the comments below. But yeah, I feel like, I mean, this is kind of before we got flooded with them a bunch. And even then, these guys came in 2 sets in the first Force Awakens wave. So yeah, I don't really like this figure. It's a fine figure, I guess, but it's just not very detailed. And the helmet is fine, but we've gotten it so many times. I don't really like it. Something I do like, though, is this build for the Special Forces TIE Fighter. You'll notice right off the bat what sets this apart from other TIE Fighters, and that's that nice bit of red on the side that looks really nice. There's a bit too much black. It's a bit clashing in some parts, but it looks very good for the most part. Then, if looking just on the side, both of these wings are identical. They're built up with a lot of plates. They get that nice shaping correctly using some clips at the side. Looks very nice, and it's identical builds. I will say, I'm not sure if I built this wrong or something, but I do remember swooshing this around back in 2015, and one of these wings fell completely off and landed on my foot and broke some skin. Like, it didn't bleed, but it did break some skin. This kind of fell off. They're only connected by clips. They're not connected by Technic pins, so maybe that's why, but that is just a little thing. Personal experience that happened. You can see on the back there's some nice engine detailing, as well as 3 different and I believe unique cockpit prints, like those dish prints, which is really nice. There is this little cannon, which you can just fold back. It's an exclusive bit of this Special Forces TIE Fighter, but what I think is the more interesting part of the Special Forces TIE Fighter is that you can fit both TIE pilots inside, which I think is a very nice feature. I didn't even notice it when I watched The Force Awakens for the first time, but yes, you can have 2 pilots in here. Oh wait, no I did, of course I did. What am I saying? But you can have 2 pilots in here. One is the gunner and one is the main pilot. And they fit in there very well. It's not cramped at all. It's just a nice fit. They're not going to be wobbling around while you're swooshing this around. It is a very nice inclusion. Some other details, like I like how they get the shaping around the connection area. It looks very nice. And you've got a bit of red showing through, which fits the color scheme. And then there's, of course, some spring-loaded shooters, which don't have any real mechanism to make them work. You just kind of push on them. This one got stuck, but you just push on them and they fire. Nothing too crazy, nothing that we haven't seen. And yeah, that's about it for the functionality of the TIE Fighter. You can hold it by the cockpit. It shouldn't come loose. That's the only time the wings ever came off. So I personally believe that I had built it wrong or hadn't connected the pieces properly. I don't believe that's a fault on the set. But yeah, it's a big TIE Fighter. It feels worth $70, which is how much you would have been paying for this. It does feel $70, despite having just over 500 pieces. This really does get the job done. It has big pieces that make it bigger. It's not that very dense in pieces. Like, these bits are, I don't know, maybe just a couple plates thick. And most of the pieces go, like, the pieces are very nice and spread out. And they're big pieces as well, which really does make the set feel worth the $70. It's like with the UCS Star Destroyer, how that has less than 5,000 pieces, and yet it takes up like 4 feet of space. This is, I guess, kind of a similar deal, even though it doesn't take up 4 feet of space, but it does definitely feel worth it for $70 you would have paid back in the day. I wouldn't really say this is maybe worth buying on eBay, but if you really do like these Special Forces TIE Fighter, go ahead, because LEGO is probably not going to be making that much more sequel stuff, which is another reason why I don't like this guy's inclusion, since he prevented us from getting stuff like more Stormtroopers. Come on. But anyways, that little bit aside, that's about it for the Special Forces TIE Fighter. Let's take a look at the instructions. Instructions are decently close to a square. They have this weird bit that shows, like, stats on Poe's X-Wing, which I do plan to do a review of soonish, but I don't know. It's just kind of weird. Especially since most of the stuff, except maybe the length, but it's most of the stuff that's pretty obvious. Then there's another bad website. Now you have the Force Awakens set checklist, as well as the minifigure checklist. I own Rey's Speeder, the Special Forces TIE Fighter, obviously, and Poe's X-Wing. I sold that one because I didn't find it very interesting. And I don't want either of these two, since there's superior versions, and I own the superior version of the Kylo Ren shuttle. I do want this set, since it's the one of two sets with Phasma, and it's the only one with Phasma that does not suck complete ass. So, I kind of want that one, as well as just, I don't know, that set always was appealing to me. And that's about it for the instructions. So overall, I really do like this set. It's a solid TIE fighter. It will please fans of both the original trilogy and the sequel trilogy. If you have, say, a younger sibling that wants a TIE fighter and doesn't really care what era it's from, this will completely do the job. It's pretty sturdy. I'm pretty sure I just built mine wrong. And it's got a lot of playability, and it's swooshable, and it's just a very nice set. And if for fans of the sequel trilogy, it takes one of the cooler modifications, I would say, of the original trilogy vehicles, and has it like replicated near perfectly with the two cockpits and the nice red. It's just a very appealing model to look at. You see it, just the red and black works very well, and it draws your attention, and it's like, oh wow, this is cool. The minifigure selection I like. I don't like this guy, but that's mostly because he came in a shit ton of sets and clogged up battle packs, and it's not an interesting figure. I would have much rather we got like a different officer, like with a different face print and outfit design. That would have been much better than getting these guys constantly, since people want to build an army of stormtroopers as well as having some officers, but I don't think anyone desperately bought battle packs to get these guys, and so his inclusion in here, even though it is first year, so I guess it is okay, it's annoying to me personally, since they just absolutely clogged up battle packs. It's definitely worth the $70. It feels big enough. It feels $70 worth when you have it in your hands. It's a big model. Would I recommend buying this off of eBay? I mean, if you want specifically the Special Forces TIE Fighter, then I would definitely say yes, because it's a solid model. You're not getting ripped off if you pay the extra $30 or $40 to get this new sealed. But if you just want a TIE Fighter period, then obviously go for the new $40 one. That's like probably a third of the price this is on eBay. But honestly, at the end of the day, I would give this a 9 out of 10. It's a solid set if you are a fan of the sequel trilogy. If you like this modification of the TIE Fighter, I would recommend you get it. But if you just want a normal, just a TIE Fighter in general, you don't care what it is, then obviously get the new $40 one. But still, that's not a disregard to this set. It's still a very good set with a nice color scheme, nice wings. Everything here is really nice. The one thing I don't like is this figure. I would have rather done without that figure, and we get just a First Order Stormtrooper in his place. That would have been so much nicer, because Stormtroopers are just much cooler and more army builders than this guy. I don't think anyone wants to build an army of this guy. But that's it for this video. See you guys later. Peace.